let the past hinder your future. Thank you for your standing. Don't let your past hinder your future. Past, time gone by. Hinder, to impede the progress of, or to hold back. Future, time that is to come. So don't let the time that has gone by hold you back from getting what God wants you to have right now. And what he's going to bless you with in time to come. If I had to tag this with a subtopic, I would talk about, after reading this passage that I just read, I would talk about the joy of choosing the right door. And Jesus makes it known that he is the door that leads to life. All other doors lead to destruction. I believe all of us are familiar with making an assessment of where we are in life. Customarily, countless numbers of people make this assessment at the start of a new year. Here's what we do. We look at where we are. Then we get angry because it's not where we want to be. And as we make this assessment, here's what a lot of us say. You know, I wish I was 15 pounds lighter. I'm talking about making an assessment. Some of us say, I wish I had saved up some money. That's what I wish I had done. Some of us say, I wish I wasn't so stressed out. And all of these things are good to wish for, but I think I need to tell you, if you keep dwelling on what you don't have and where you are, you will never realize your potential to get what you can have and where you really need to be. In other words, dwelling on the past will never get you what you want right now. And for too long, brothers and sisters, we've allowed the devil to hoodwink us. Not only did he take from me, but watch this. Now he's throwing it in my face how bad a shape I'm in. How dare you? You're the one that made me mess up, and you persuaded me to do what I did, and now you're going to look at me and laugh at me? Because if he can keep me stuck in my past, I'll never get to where God is trying to take me. And that's what I want to do this morning. I want to help somebody who has come to that point where I appreciate the fact that God crossed me over. I thank God that I didn't die in 2014, but now that I'm in 2015, I want to help somebody who's trying to reach your desired goal. And I came by to tell you, you can't get there by dwelling on what happened last year. Look at your neighbor and tell your neighbor, last year is past and gone. See, I don't care how you look at it. It has never been God's desire for me to live from paycheck to paycheck. I'm going to talk to the honest people in here. It's because of my disobedience. I'm the one that messed that up. It has never been the desire of God for me to stay sick. But the truth is, I could have been over my sickness a long time ago. But my poor choices is what keeps me in the doctor's office. And I grant the fact, brothers and sisters, that some things happen because of the permissive will of God. But if we're honest, some of us would have to say, because we've operated out of the will of God, we're where we are right now. I know it's hard, but it's fair. It's easy to lay blame on everybody else. It's easy to get upset with God. But I kept reading the word of God in Matthew chapter number 23, verse number 37 through verse number 39. A familiar passage of scripture is lifted here. It says, let's get to it in chapter number 23. Let's go to verse number 37. And let's see what the writer has to say. He says, "O Jerusalem," this is Jesus, "O Jerusalem, Jerusalem, thou that killest the prophets and stonest them which are sent unto thee, how often would I have gathered thy children together, even as a hen gathereth her chickens under her wings, and ye would not. Behold, your house is left unto you desolate. For I say unto you, ye shall not see me henceforth, till ye shall say, Blessed is he that cometh in the name of the Lord." Watch this, brothers and sisters. When you lose your connection, you lose your protection. That's all I'm trying to tell you. The Lord wanted to protect Jerusalem, but they were disconnected. And you know what I found out? A thief can only succeed with breaking in your house when the house is unprotected. Oh yeah, yeah. What good is it to have an alarm system if you never turn it on? I'm trying to help somebody. Not only did we not turn the alarm on, but some of us left the door open. I'm talking about unprotected. See, a life lived without God is a life that's asking for trouble. When I wake up on any given day and I don't pray, when I wake up and I don't ask God to protect me, when I wake up and I don't ask God to be with me, I'm an accident waiting to happen. Y'all might as well come on and help me in here. I'm trying to get us to a point where, listen, forget about what we did not do in 2014, but in 2015, I'll start my day off with prayer. I'll wake up in the morning with praise on my mind. I'll go throughout the day blessing God that's been good to me. How many of you want the protection of God? Well, if you want the protection of God, quit disconnecting yourself from God. I'm talking to somebody who can say, I was careless last year. Come on, y'all. I was wasteful last year. You got to quit blaming your current condition on everybody else. Because as we enter this new year, I came by to tell you, if you keep doing things the same way, you're going to keep getting the same results. If you were hateful last year and you continue to be hateful this year, ain't no sense in you wondering why don't nobody like you, why nobody speaks to you, why nobody ever want to be around you. You want to get mad at everybody else. Maybe it's not everybody else. Maybe there are some things you're doing, some things you need to correct. Look, don't get mad at God because you parked in a no parking zone. I'm going somewhere because we got to change our mentality. We got to change the way we approach life. We got to change the way we think about life. Here it is right here. Brothers, you said to yourself, you said in your mind, I ain't going to be there long. That's why you parked in that zone that said no parking. Because in your mind, here's what you thought. You thought you was going to hit it, get it, and then quit it. But you fool around and fell asleep. I wish I could help somebody with this. And when you fell asleep and woke up, you discovered your car is now gone. Wow. That was your fault. That wasn't my fault. That wasn't your neighbor's fault. You saw the sign that said no parking. You made up your mind. I'm going to park here anyway. I'm going to run in and I'm going to run right back out. Sisters, you thought you would try it before you buy it. 3 years later, he still hasn't put a ring on your finger. Touch your neighbor and tell your neighbor it's a no parking zone. Don't start this year off doing what hurt you last year. Trying to tell somebody you gotta. I know you're enjoying today's message, but listen, if you desire prayer, we'd love to hear from you. Our prayer team is waiting for you to call them. The number is on the screen. Now let's get back to today's message. But if your pillow could really tell, come on, help me somebody. You're tired of living like that. I'm tired of coming to church, but I still can't get ahead. I don't know about you, but I'm tired of living defeated. Tired of being the tail when God told me I should be the head. See if I can come down your street here. I'm tired of being the borrower because God told me in his word that I would be the lender. And it's because I dwell on my current condition that I can't hear clearly from God. See if I can help you by saying it like this. Many times when you should have come to church, many times when you should have been in Bible study, because of your condition, I just don't feel like going. Y'all, that ain't nothing but a trick of the enemy. Come on, talk back to me if you can. Because the enemy knows that if you come to church and if you have your mind on where your mind needs to be, the devil knows there's a chance you'll get your freedom. And so before he will allow you to get your freedom, he'll put all kind of hell in your life. Am I talking to anybody in here who can say that's the truth, Pastor? Because I should be a lot farther down the road than I am right now. But I keep on concentrating on the mistakes I've made. Marcus told us last Sunday morning, you got to let all that stuff go. Just because I messed up don't mean I got to miss out. Okay. I was sharing with someone the other day, and here's something that really blessed me. Just because I failed don't mean I'm a failure. But I can't get ahead because the devil keeps throwing up that stuff that keeps me bound. Shake your neighbor's hand real quick and tell your neighbor, you can do what you want to do. But I cannot stay like this. Now, watch this, watch this. I told you to shake your neighbor's hand. But at a certain point, you know what you did? You had to let your neighbor's hand go. Because when I shake my neighbor's hand, I'm connected with my neighbor. And so when I tell my neighbor, you can do what you want to do. I've been following you all this time. And because we're connected, we've been doing the same stuff. But as for me and my house, we're going to serve the Lord. Sometimes you got to let some people go. Sometimes you got to disassociate yourself from certain folk. Because everybody don't mean you as much good as you think they do. Man, let me tell you something. It could be a family member. If you got to shake them. Next time you go to the family function and you see them, you just keep on going. They don't know what's going on. But you know that what you just did is what you really needed to do a long time ago. You got to quit letting folk keep you bogged down. And so the thief leads you through that door, which leads to destruction. But let's look at Jesus. Because if you go through that door, you'll come to discover Jesus did not come to steal life. He came to give abundant life. Can we investigate this abundant life? Because in Acts chapter 17, verse 28, it says, in him we live, we move, and we have our being. I'm investigating now. Some of us are rich and don't even know it. Come on, you've been doing all this shouting. You've been running all around this church. You've been jumping up and down. You've been lifting your hands and still living like you ain't got nothing. If God is your father, the last time I checked, the record declares he owns the cattle of 1,000 hills. Everything belongs to him. And so if everything belongs to him and I'm his child, I should come to realize I'm rich. Watch this, watch this. My wealth cannot be measured by how much money I have. Oh, come on, talk back to me, somebody. It's about who I have. And I can hear the old folk in the old church when they say, baby, I got Jesus. And that's enough. You ain't got money and you got to let everybody know by the way you live your life. Wash your face. Pick yourself up. You ain't got to let everybody know you're broke. Everybody don't need to be in your business. Dress like you got something. Act like you got something. Walk like you got something. All I'm trying to tell you is if you keep doing what you've been doing, you're going to keep getting what you got. And so here's what somebody says, no, that ain't me. Because what you're suggesting is that I fake it till I make it. I ain't saying nothing about being phony. It's all about a mentality. It's about how you look at it. See, I ain't got to wear a suit to be rich. But when I don't have, and I realize what I can have, this is what I start doing. I start moving towards what I'm trying to get. But this is what some of us have done. Some of us have settled for where we are. And we sit down on the stool or do nothing because we ain't got nothing. And because we ain't got nothing, we don't think we gonna ever have nothing. That's why you're stuck where you are right now. I dare you to look at somebody with some boldness and tell somebody, this ain't my destiny. I'm about to come up out this thing. I'm about to come to my green pastures. I wish I had somebody that knows because you have God, God's going to bring you out. Am I talking to anybody in this room that knows God's going to make a way? Well, the truth of the matter is God done already made the way. You just got to choose the right door. Oh God, I'm almost finished. The reason I get happy is because God showed me his will. But watch this. Not only did he show me his will, but y'all, he included me in the will. In Hebrews chapter 9, verse 15, the believer is given the promise of an eternal inheritance. We should look at somebody and tell somebody, I'm getting it right this year. I want to live in the will of God. I want better for my life. Because if I don't get better, I'll continue to be bitter. Don't dwell on where you are now. Because we know that all things are working for our good. You'll tell somebody, I may not look like all that to you, but wait till my season comes. Oh my God, I thought you all would have been excited about the season. Because here's what I found out about seasons. Seasons don't always stay the same. Johnny, I may be in a bad season now, but I continue to shout because I'm coming out of the season I'm in. I wonder if I'm talking to anybody in this room today who has a made up mind. You can see it even before it takes place because God has already allowed you to peep into your future. And now that he's shown you what he's about to do, you mean to tell me you still just gonna sit there like a bump on a log? If God showed you greatness, you ought to start acting greater. If God showed you that you're on your way out, you ought to start leaving some stuff behind because you're getting ready to make a ball decoration and tell the whole world it does not matter where I am right now. The fact of the matter is I'm on my way up because I'm on my way out. We concentrate on what the thief has done. Yes, he did steal. Some stuff I used to have, I ain't got no more. He kills. I had some dreams. I had some aspirations. I thought I'd be more than what I am. But that old thief came and took all of that away from me. And so he literally destroyed who I thought I could become. I'm closing, brothers and sisters, but don't concentrate on what the thief took. Because I told you, you need to consider the whole matter. Jesus said, I know what the thief came to do, but what I really need you to look at is the fact that I've come that you might have life and that you might have it more abundantly. I need you to help me help your neighbor now. Tell your neighbor, I messed up last year. I lived hurt last year. I let negativity stop me last year. but not this year. Now leave your neighbor alone and talk to the devil and say, devil, I need you now to get the hell out of my life. I can't let my past hinder my future. And so since God gave me another year, I choose Jesus. I choose the one who gave up his life so I could live. He died, I tell you, on Calvary's cross. They laid him in a borrowed tomb, but early Sunday morning he got up with power in his hand, and because he lived, I can face tomorrow. Because he lived, I'm no longer bound by the guilt of my past. He gave me joy, he gave me peace, but most of all, he gave me life. Do I have a witness in here? I need you one more time. Put your arms around somebody and say, neighbor, I don't know what you're dealing with. I don't know where you are in life, but I came by to tell you, you ought to do what I'm about to do. I'm giving it to the Lord. He may not come just when you want it, but all I know is when he shows up, he's right on time. Come on, put your arm around him again and say, neighbor, forget about what you don't have. Neighbor, forget about where you are and concentrate on where you're about to be. I'm moving higher in the name of the Lord. I'm gonna get what God has for me. Is there a witness in the room? Squeeze that neighbor, hug that neighbor's neck and say, neighbor, be not discouraged. Hold your head up, stick your chest out, throw your hands up, throw your head back. Tell God thank you, I'm already healed. Tell God thank you, I'm already set free. Tell God thank you, it's all joy, it's all good. Ain't it all right? I said, ain't it all right? Is it anybody here know what I'm talking about? Is it anybody here ever tried my God? If you know that 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 you know, I dare you one more time to throw your hands up and say, Father, show me good to me. You brought me.
Join Reverend Darrell W. Broussard and the Greater Pure Light Church for any of our anointed worship services every Sunday morning at 8:15 and 11 o'clock a.m. You're also invited to share with us during our weekly Pastor's Bible Study each Wednesday evening at 7 o'clock p.m. We're conveniently located off of Highway 59 in Northeast Houston. Our address is 12330 Vickery Drive, Houston, Texas 77039. To order today's message, call the number on the screen or visit our website. We ask that you prayerfully consider donating to this ministry to help us spread the gospel of Jesus Christ. For more information about Reverend Darrell W. Broussard and the Greater Pure Light Church, visit our website at www.greaterpurelight.org.